today I'm going to be talking about this little guy. Well, he's not so little anymore, but I'll be talking about Raylan. So this video is pretty much going to be talking about the start of my journey to motherhood, of course. So if you saw the title, then this is what this video is about. And that's all you got?
Hello.
We're going to be talking about the story of how you got here, Raylan.
It's a long time ago.
Nearly 5 years ago, you're right.
Yeah. I have a baby.
You were once a baby like Rye?
Yeah. What? Yes, you, Rowland.
Rylan's here. He's on his Bobby playing.
Yeah, and what time Mom was having me in her tummy? 5 ago or years ago?
You trying to figure out when you were in my tummy?
Yeah.
No. You don't have to figure out the math. We'll do it.
I think I was in your tummy like 5 ago.
5 years ago you were in my tummy? Yeah. So this is the video talking about the start of my motherhood journey. This was a part of my story that I wasn't proud of. This was a part of my story that I was once ashamed of. This was a part of my story that I never wanted people to actually know. But today I'm going to talk about this very difficult topic. For me, it's very difficult. Okay, so I graduated high school, top of my class. I was valedictorian. Went off to school, went away to school. About 4 hours away. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You want to be up here?
Yeah.
So, about 4 years ago, I don't know if you can see right here, but...
I can see.
I went off to college, of course. I was 19 when I went off to college. I went off to college, made a lot of great college friends, and I met a guy. He didn't go to college. He worked in the college cafeteria. And,
What is real? For real?
yes, for real.
I want to go there for you. I want to go there too.
So he worked at the college. He wasn't a student or anything like that.
What? I was
in a situation already. It was long distance from somebody that I was with back home. But
Who was me around it?
no, this was before you and Rylan. This is the start of you and Rylan. So I was in a situation previously, but it was long distance, and it was one of those things like where it wasn't really working out. So looking at other options, I guess you can say. So I met him. His name was Ryan.
My Ryan.
Yes. So it started off very innocent, of course. He used to always, he worked across the street at the Huddle House, and he used to always bring, these little stuffed animals that he used to get in a little game. So that's how it started off.
I love stuffed animals because they're so cute.
I want to say probably in November is when it got serious.
When Ryan was to me.
This is your story. This is not Rylan's story. This is your story now. This is how it all started. Of course, you saw Raylan in the very beginning of this video. He's now 4 years old, and this story dates back to 5 years ago. So, I graduated top of my class. I went to college, and here we are. We're talking about how things got serious between me and Ryan. That's my children's father. So, things got serious, and I don't know how to explain this. I'm just going to say it. I was a virgin before Ryan, so this was my first time was with Ryan, and the first time I actually also got pregnant. So that's my story. That's my luck. How did I know? Honestly, I knew because I had missed my cycle, and that was very irregular for me, so I knew something was wrong. I was scared of this happening because it was unprotected, so it was a very scary time for me. I remember going to the clinic to to make sure to get the confirmation that this is what it was. And so once they gave me the confirmation that yes, in fact, you are pregnant. You're not the only one that this happens to. That didn't make me feel great about the whole situation. I'm like, I was supposed to go here. I was supposed to, be in college. I was supposed to go through the 4 years to get my bachelor's degree, work in corporate America. That's supposed to be my story, right? That's not my story at all. So once I got the test results, it was very devastating for me. It was very hard for me to come to grips that, I'm going to be having a baby, because I wasn't thinking about adoption. I wasn't thinking about abortion. I thought about having my child, and that's the option that I decided to take. Even though everybody else was preaching that, abortion, go ahead and get rid of it. That way you can finish and you can still live your dreams. That was the basis of how this went. So, the first person I told was probably Ryan, and then of course I had to reach out to my mom and tell her. She was pissed for a while. I don't think she ever truly got over the shock of the news that I was going to be having a baby.
Me?
So it was very tough to even break that news to people. I still get upset thinking about all that I went through during that time. It was very difficult for me. Difficult to know that I let so many people down. It was difficult to feel like I was such a failure. It was horrible. It was a horrible time for me. This is probably the worst moment in my life to date. I expected, to lose my virginity to my husband, not just, anybody. That was something I was holding on to. So all of those different things really affected me, and it still affects me. Finding out that I was pregnant and trying to figure out what my next moves would be. So once finding out I was pregnant and trying to figure out what my next moves would be, it was just rough, okay? I think the roughest thing was not being pregnant. It wasn't becoming a mother. It was that people had expectations for me, and me feeling like I let down so many people. It was the fact that I felt like such a failure, that I felt like I disappointed people. I never once thought about my own happiness. I thought about all the people I let down, all the people that were mad, all the people that were sad. So it's kind of like I never even factored myself into the equation about me getting ready to have a baby. I worried about the judgment, from everybody. This is my freshman year of college. Group of college friends that supported me, that were, that cried with me, were angry with me, and all of these things. So I'm really appreciative of those friends. And I hope they know that. I hope they know that I'm still, I appreciate their support, because I needed them, because I had nobody at that time. Finding out that I was pregnant, it was kind of like a what to do now moment. It was, okay, girl, you're not going to get an adoption. You're not going to put this baby up for adoption. You're not going to get an abortion. So it's going to all be on you. So once that happened, once I came to the realization that pretty much I was going to have this baby, and I was going to have to pretty much be alone, probably without my partner, without my mother's support or anything like that, I had to figure it all out. So all of this that I'm talking about happened second semester of my freshman year. This is me after coming back to school after the winter break. So this is when all of this is happening. But I was, I think when I found out that I was pregnant, I think I was about 6 weeks or something like that. That's when all of this is happening. So anyway, once finding out that I was pregnant, I was going to keep this baby, I had to figure out what my next moves were going to be. Was I going to stay in college? How was I going to take care of this baby? How was I going to take care of myself? How was I going to keep us both safe, during the pregnancy? So first things first was I applied for Medicaid. I had to figure out all this stuff on my own, so I had nobody. I was pretty much Googling and trying to just feel my way around, trying to figure out what I was going to do. I applied for Medicaid, went down to the clinic, got my Medicaid card, boom. I also found a doctor, made my first appointment, did all of that. Figured that I was going to go ahead and finish my freshman year, that this wasn't going to stop me, that I was going to see this through. So I did that. And then once I finished my freshman year, even though it was very difficult to finish my freshman year while pregnant, I never really got a chance to really enjoy my pregnancy. I spent most of my time sad. I spent most of my time disappointed. Not disappointed, you know, in a child, disappointed in myself, you know, and things like that. So it was a hard time to be pregnant. I felt like I was hiding my pregnancy because I was afraid of what would happen if they found out I was pregnant. You know, I still don't know what would happen. I'm pretty sure I wasn't hiding it that well because a lot of people knew, you know, so it was just tough, you know, and I really wish that I could have just spent less time being disappointed, feeling like a failure, and just enjoying my pregnancy and getting excited for my new arrival. But I didn't do that. I spent a lot of time like just upset and just a hot mess, basically. I started a pregnancy journal and everything to just get all of those negative thoughts that I had out onto paper and away from my mind is what I had to do to survive. So finished my freshman year, got through that, raised my GPA from the previous semester, so very proud of myself so that I could keep my shit rate. I want to say that my team of doctors that I had while I was away were amazing. They never once made me feel like I was less than. They never, you know, judged me or anything like that. So I'm really appreciative for the doctors that I had back then because they were wonderful to me, and I think they became the support system that I honestly needed, along with my friends as well. My friends that, you know, in the middle of the night we had to go to the hospital because I was having some issues, and they, you know, stayed by my side through so many different things, helped me pick a name for the baby, and I just all of those things. I'm just like just gracious that I had support system outside of my, you know, child's father and my mother. And I'm glad that I had those people because some people honestly don't have that and they're alone in the whole process. So thanks to all my college friends because y'all really looked out for me, and I really do appreciate y'all till this day. My freshman year, I had to decide whether I was going to stay in where I was, or was I going to go back home and try to figure out my life there with my mom. So I made the choice that I was going to go back to Atlanta because I honestly no longer wanted to be reminded of what happened to me where I was. I didn't want to be reminded of that part of my story. You know, I already had this baby that was going to remind me for the rest of my life. But I was like, I don't want to be in this place anymore. I want to go back home. So I went back home, had to transfer all this different stuff, of course. Had to get a new team of doctors, and they were great as well. So I'm appreciative for all the great doctors I had during this pregnancy because I needed it. Because it's my first pregnancy, I was kind of like just Googling things as I went. What not to eat, what to eat, what should I be experiencing here, what is this, what is that. I was pretty much doing that because I had nobody else to go to. Back home, it was very miserable being pregnant back home with my mom because she wasn't very happy about this situation at all, you know, so it took her a while to come to grips, you know, with this whole thing of her becoming a grandmother, I guess you could say. She really didn't come around till after Raylan was born. But, and of course, I didn't have my child's father with me in Atlanta. He stayed back where he was. I'm home now trying to figure out what I'm going to do to provide for this baby. I knew that I didn't want my child to, go without because of decisions that I made. I knew I wanted to give this child a better life than I ever had. I knew that I wanted to equip this child with a lot of knowledge. I wanted him to experience the world, things like that. But I knew also I didn't have no money, so I didn't know how I was going to do that. I gave birth to Raylan on August 14th of 2013. His due date was September 4th of 2013. So he was delivered at 37 weeks. He was 7 pounds and an ounce, and he was 20 inches long. that is Raylan. You know, that was Raylan. And the day that he came, I was very happy. You know, I was very relieved that he was happy. This was my first baby. So I was overjoyed that, you know, I had brought this tiny human into the world, despite everything that I had went through. That this little boy here, you know, was the greatest thing to ever happen to me. I knew that the day that I delivered him, because I was like, he's so special. I saw his face and I'm like, I'm going to do everything I can to protect you. I'm going to do everything I can to support you. I'm going to do everything I can to love and care about you. Those are the things, you know, that I thought about when I delivered him. So after delivering him, going back home, it was very tough. Life was very crazy. Ryan was here in Atlanta for the birth and a little bit of time before that. He didn't have a place. He was staying with us. He was kicked out of the house. He went back where I went to college. So he went back home. And I was pretty much alone with Raylan. I was alone with Raylan for a while. Parent this child without the partner that I thought would be there. I had to learn how to, you know, that this is going to be our family, you know, without the dad being in the picture. So that was my reality, and that's what I had to accept. It wasn't easy to accept it at all. Postpartum depression was rough for me, okay? After having Raylan was the worst time of my life. I wanted to die. I tried to die. Luckily, I'm still here to tell the story. I'm glad to be here and to be able to experience both of my boys now, you know. But even more so Raylan, because it was very tough. You know, and I just want to tell anybody out there that's probably in a similar situation that you're not a failure, that you can still live your dreams. Life is still possible, even with a baby. You know, all those things people told me, I thought that my life was over and out. I'm done. I thought my life was over, that, you know, now that I got a baby, I can't do nothing. But that wasn't reality. I went on to have my first job at Macy's. Then I went on to work at the airport. Then I got into a workforce training program to work in corporate America, which was my dream at the time I went off to school, was to go to school and get my 4-year degree and go work in corporate. And guess what? I didn't have a degree when I went to go work in corporate. I was working on it. And then guess what? I still graduated my associate's degree 2 years later after having Raylan. And now I'm working towards my bachelor's degree. So, I mean, I'm just going to tell you, life is still possible. That your life is not over just because you had a baby.
As I get kisses, as I be bugs, you make lunch with me, have some playtime, and play all night. That seems very nice to me. Alan and Mommy used them so nice to me. Daddy has to say nice to me.
You are nice. You take good care of your brother. You're smart. You're handsome. Yeah. Thank you all for watching my video today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.